The man's eye was injured by a shard of an antique. When he woke up, his eyes were covered with bandages, yet he could somehow see the nurse in the next room. Terrified, he ripped off the bandages. But when he turned to look at the doctor, he saw the face mask slowly disappearing. Panicking, he asked the doctor to remove the mask. Sure enough, it looked exactly as he had seen it. Confused, the man returned home, where his friend showed him a family heirloom. Suddenly, a golden glow flashed in his vision. To his shock, he could see the entire process of how the antique was made. It turned out the so-called family heirloom was actually a modern forgery. Later, his friend took him to an antique market. The man saw a vendor pull a black gourd out of his pocket. With his special vision, he immediately noticed a hidden red color beneath the black surface. Sensing it was valuable, he asked the vendor for the price. The vendor said it was $2,000. Excited, the man was ready to buy it, but his friend stopped him. His friend insisted it was just a cricket container and a scam. He tried to drag the man away, but the vendor, now sweating, quickly lowered the price to $600. While his friend kept bargaining, the man had already paid. Just after the deal was done, a woman also noticed the gourd and wanted to buy it, but it was already in the man's hands. Unsure of its true value, he took it to an antique shop. A bearded man in the shop looked at the gourd and casually said he would buy it for $50,000. But the man corrected him, saying, "It's not black, it's red." The bearded man thought he was lying. Just as the man hesitated about selling it, a history professor entered the shop. Using a magnifying glass, the professor examined the gourd carefully and confirmed that it was truly a rare treasure. He then asked if the man wanted to sell it. The man, feeling generous, said he was even willing to give it away for free. But the professor refused to take advantage and offered $100,000 instead. The bearded man laughed, thinking the professor was foolish. However, the professor insisted, "This is not black, it's red." To prove it, he asked the shop owner for tung oil and fine sandpaper. Gently rubbing the gourd, the black coating faded, revealing a brilliant red underneath. No one had expected it to be a hidden treasure. The bearded man immediately raised his offer to $300,000. The street vendor who sold the gourd was furious. In the end, the man sold the gourd for $300,000. However, the woman who bought the gourd was not happy. At that moment, the man saw through everything. He smiled and said, "I can give you the cricket inside the gourd." Hearing this, the woman finally cheered up.